You know, I was kind of hoping that Reeve would just keep on talking. Apparently he just kind of stops after a couple minutes, which made this whole opening a little bit awkward. Oh well. Is what it is, I suppose. Hello. Okay, so no stream on Tuesday, but that was because my sleep schedule went to shit. And even now I'm feeling like really tired. I'm running off about 4 hours of sleep, but I did actually get some decent sleep the other night, so I should be able to go for a while. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm pretty excited to see the end of this, so I should be able to power through at least the end of the game. Probably not enough energy to do Citadel, but we'll just see how it goes. The other thing I wanted to mention right at the top is that I did a bunch of research. I was really worried about not having enough war assets, and I was correct in thinking that it would have posed a problem. So what I did was I just went and edited my save and made Miranda worth 2,000 points. So we're good on war assets now, because it was either that or like run through Omega really quick, and I really didn't want to run through Omega. Like running through it on my own time would be, I don't know, like an hour and a half or so. Actually wouldn't have been that bad, but it sounded more fun to just like sit there and fumble around with the save editor and trying to figure out, you know, how to edit my war assets. So that was a good 25 minutes I spent before the stream started, which is why it started a bit late. That's pretty much it. Today should be the end of base Mass Effect 3, and then transition immediately into the Citadel DLC, because I have the Citadel Epilogue mod installed. So we should both see a different ending, and then see that ending transition into the Citadel DLC in a way that supposedly makes sense. I guess we'll see how that goes. So I'm pretty excited to see that. Probably not going to get very far, if at all, into the Citadel DLC for the reasons I mentioned before. But because the Citadel DLC is pretty long, I'll probably tackle that on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I'll do my celebratory quote-unquote stream of Mass Effect Andromeda, like a little bit. Not going to do a lot of Andromeda. I'm planning on just doing like maybe the first planet, up to like when they kick you off of whatever that first planet is named. I forget the name. Promise, or starts with a P, and it's supposed to be like hopeful. No, it's the colony you established, not the name of the planet. Whatever, the desert one, the radioactive desert. Because, and the reason I wanted to do that was, I don't know, it feels like a good way to kind of capstone this whole project, and also because apparently my memory of Andromeda is a bit rougher than I remembered it being. It's like the more I kind of reminisce on Andromeda, the more I realize like I think my mind might be filling in the details a bit more than I want to, and it's been a couple of years since I touched the game anyway, so well, why not jump into it for just a little bit. Anyway. Let's go ahead and get this going. Don't see any reason to delay. The game did start me like way back before the turret section. Like I can't save here. But I just went around to talk to everybody really quick, and that's why we started just hanging out next to Reeve. But other than that, we should be good to go. Yeah. Don't see any. Don't think I missed anything. I really hope the save editing stuff worked. It should be fine. If not, then I guess I know what we're doing Saturday, which is running through the Omega DLC really quick. Actually, I'll probably run through if this all goes to crap and and Shepard just ends up dying because we weren't prepared enough. I'll just run through the Omega DLC on my own time and get back to this point. It shouldn't take that long. It'll be a few hours, but it's a few hours of stuff I don't want to do if I don't have to, so hence the save editing. Anyway, I've babbled on enough. Let's go.
Commander? Admiral?
Just going over the sitrep.
How's it look?
Barely 50% of Hammer has reported in.
Can we count on more making it?
There's some stragglers still en route. But the bulk of Hammer that's still intact has arrived. We're as ready as we're likely to get.
Every minute wasted here, the Reapers gather strength.
Exactly my thoughts. Battalion leaders, report to HQ. We fought hard to get here. But now the toughest part of our mission begins. We've got to drive right through the heart of Reaper-controlled territory, break past their defenses, and get to that beam.
What kind of defenses?
The entire area is crawling with Reaper forces. But our biggest concern is the destroyer, protecting the beam itself.
Can we bring in air support to deal with it?
Negative. Some kind of interference. We'll have to take it out from the ground. Now they've cut a swath of no man's land through the city. We'll have to cross that first. There'll be some limited shelter on the other side, but expect heavy ground resistance. We need to get our tanks to here, if we get close enough. We've got a shot at taking that thing out. We'll rendezvous here, and plan our final assault. Questions?
How much of a shot?
They know we're coming. This will be a one-way trip for many of us. But there can be no retreat. No stepping back. We move forward at all costs, understood?
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Johnson, Coates, you two will coordinate the artillery units. Shepard, I'm sending you right up the gut where the resistance is heaviest. Support the tanks the best you can, but stay alive. I need you for the final push to the beam. I'll give you a minute with your squad. Pick your team well.
Okay, so that was a little bit different.
This war has brought us pain and suffering and loss. But it's also brought us together. As soldiers, allies, friends. This bond that ties us together is something the Reapers will never understand. It's more powerful than any weapon. Stronger than any ship. It can't be taken or destroyed. The next few hours will decide the fate of everyone in the galaxy. Every mother, every son, every unborn child. They're trusting you, depending on you to win them their future. A future free from the threat of the Reapers. But take heart. Look around you. You're not in this fight alone. We face our enemy together, and together we will defeat them.
Okay, and I just realized I did not actually remember to promote the stream at all, so let me take care of that really quick. Copy. Oh no, somebody else already posted here like 5 minutes ago. I always feel like an asshole doing this, but hey, whatever. Sorry, bud. One more. Discord channel. Self-promotion. Yeah, that was the game crashing. Why'd you do that? That wasn't necessary. Cool. Let's get that going again. Why'd it do that? That was just the squad selection screen. That should have been more than safe. God damn it. Well, let's hope that doesn't keep happening. Fortunately, we can just run up here really quick and just take care of this conversation. Don't need to talk to anybody. Oh, I'm gonna have to sit through that turret section. The turret section was actually, like, the last time I played through it, I kind of protested it. I just didn't talk to anybody, or just didn't shoot anything, or didn't engage. But actually, this might be loading my quick save that I was testing with. Actually, it should be okay. Or it might load us straight into the squad selection screen. Might have made another save. Damn it. Alright. Put me here for some reason. That's way more convenient than what I was expecting. Why'd you do that? Okay. Why did you save there? I couldn't save earlier. Now I can quick save. Okay, thanks, game.
Commander, Admiral, we're as ready as we're likely to get.
Every minute.
Exactly my thoughts.
Skipping through this because we had a game crash.
But now
Hello,
the
Derptivo.
our mission begins.
Thanks for the
We've got to drive right
thanks for the
through
follow
heart
too.
of Reaper-controlled
I'm
territory,
just skipping through
break
this because I
past
had
the
to.
defenses,
I can't skip through
and
this.
get
All right,
to that
whatever.
beam.
What kind of defenses?
The entire area is crawling with Reaper forces. But our biggest concern is the destroyer, protecting the beam itself.
Can we bring in air support to deal with it?
Negative. Some kind of interference. We'll have to take it out from the ground.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to just kind of idle on the squad selection screen before the mission really kicks off. Otherwise, the
There'll be
game
some limited
crashes,
shelter
which
on
is
the
good
other
to
side,
know.
but expect heavy ground resistance. We need to get our tanks to here, if we get close enough. We've got a shot at taking that thing out. We'll rendezvous here and plan our final assault. Questions?
How much of a shot?
They know we're coming. This will be a one-way trip for many of us, but there can be no retreat, no stepping back. We move forward at all costs, understood?
Hoorah! Hoorah! Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Johnson, Coates, you two will coordinate the artillery units.
I still
Shepard?
think that "oorah" line is
I'm sending
modded
you
in. I
right
don't
up the
remember
gut
ever
with the
hearing
resistance
that.
facilities.
Yeah, sure. Have a good
Support the
lurk.
tanks the
You're
best
more
you
than
can,
welcome
but
to lurk
stay
in my
alive.
chat.
I need you for the final push to the beam. I'll give you a minute with your squad. Pick your team well.
Okay, and again, we had a crash earlier, so I'm just gonna jump through this really quick, assuming the game lets me. Yep, it'll let me this time. Cool. Yep. All right. Now, I'm gonna go through this really quickly because I'm paranoid of another crash. Tally and Garrus. I wonder what's causing that. What could I have done that would cause that? Don't have anything running. This is a balls place to be having a crash too, because it's like right before a, right after a very long cutscene I can't skip. The game has been behaving itself otherwise. Let me see what happens. Other crash was just idling at the squad selection screen. I didn't actually select any members. That time it was immediately after I selected members. Doesn't feel like my computer's doing here. I mean, worst case scenario, I go and actually do the Omega DLC, and then troubleshoot this on my own time. As opposed to,
Commander,
trying to get
Admiral?
cute with skipping
We're as ready
stuff.
as we'll let. Exactly, Mike. We fought hard to get here. But now the toughest part of our mission begins.
Crap over here.
To
Alright.
break past their defenses and get to that beam.
What kind of defenses?
The entire area is crawling with Reaper forces. But our biggest concern is the destroyer, protecting the beam itself.
Can we bring in air support to deal with it?
Negative. Some kind of interference. We'll have to take it out from the ground. Now they've cut a swath of no man's land through the city.
Now, I did
We'll have to
swap
cross
out
that
the
first.
ending mod
There'll be some limited shelter on the other side, but expect
way
heavy ground
early in the
resistance.
playthrough.
We
I
need to
doubt
get
that's
our
going to be
tanks to
causing
here.
any
If we
problems
get close enough,
here, though,
we've got a shot of
because...
taking that thing out.
And it could absolutely be
We'll
that,
rendezvous
now that I
here.
think about it.
And plan our final assault. Questions?
How much of a shot?
They
Yeah,
know
I
we're
could
coming.
put that mod back in place.
This
That
will
would
be a
not be a
one-way trip
fast
for many of us.
process.
But there can be no retreat. No stepping back.
Still
we
tempted
move forward at all
to...
costs, understood? Hoorah! Hoorah! Johnson, Coates, you two will coordinate the artillery units.
Actually, you know what?
Shepard,
That would be...
I'm sending you red. Distance is heaviest.
I probably
Support
know
the
what
tanks
that
the
is.
best you can, but stay alive. I need you for the final push to the beam. I'll give you a minute with your squad. Pick your team well.
I probably know what that is. I think it might... I might... I don't think I picked up any armor pieces. But that is a problem if I have too much armor and it tries to go into the armor selection screen, which it would be doing right there. Really quickly. Really quickly. Really fast. Okay, it dies immediately. Okay. Well, actually, it's not even trying to get to the armor selection screen there. Shit. Okay, well, well... This is pretty balls. I don't know. Again, save edit I did shouldn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I do kind of have an impossible amount of war assets, but I highly doubt the game is like, hey, you have too many war assets. Crash. Unless it does. No, it's not. It's I don't think this was you, Derptivo. This is me trying to get... Well, there's a couple of things going on here. Number one, the game is heavily modded with mods that are not explicitly compatible with each other. I've had a lot of luck so far, but the ending mod I installed is I decided to deviate from the ending mod from the list I was following a little bit. Number two, I swapped out the ending mod way before, like really, like right at the beginning of the, kind of towards the beginning of the playthrough. And that's always very risky to do because you, in a game, in Mass Effect 3 particularly, because the game is not mod compatible at all. So when you swap out a mod like that, you introduce potential problems like that, like this. Number three, I've mentioned this a few times. I'm trying to avoid. Let me. I have a backup of my old save. Let me. I did a little bit of save editing like right before the stream started. And that could be causing this problem. I highly doubt it because, like I said, I have put the game into an impossible state, technically, but it's just a number being way too high, so it shouldn't matter. Let me see if I have a version from after the stream last time. Okay. So, and again, I highly doubt that this is going to fix it. But we can try and just see what happens. The other thing I'm tempted to do is remove some guns from this save. But that'll be my Hail Mary attempt. Because it's not even getting to the part where I would select my Because the other thing that could be happening, and I was warned about this from the mods, is that if you have like all of the armor, like if you just go ham and you just buy all the armor from the shops, the game can't handle that and it just dies. However, I'm not even getting to that screen, so where am I right now? Okay. So if I did this right, this should put me like right before the turret section. Yeah.
It'll be the last one.
And again, when I was doing this earlier, this turret section actually is a little bit different from what I remember. That's Morden. Hi, Morden. Didn't notice that last time. Happy to see you here. Last time, because I was kind of protesting needing to do this, I just didn't touch the turret at all, because this is technically optional. You don't have to shoot anything. But yeah, I kind of hate that they put this in here, because this is supposed to be the moment where you're talking to all your squad mates or whatever, and you know, saying your final farewells, and they just throwing this turret section in case somebody got bored. I don't know. Hi, Liara. I'm just gonna don't mind me.
What's his condition?
Okay, now let's find out if this was me screwing with the game last minute, or if my mod setup is incompatible. Moment of truth right
What
here.
about this? We could circle around and flood it with reinforcements. Commander,
Admiral,
just going over the sitrep.
how's it look?
Barely 50% of Hammer has reported in.
Can we count on more making it?
There's some stragglers still en route. But the bulk of Hammer that's still intact has arrived. We're as ready as we're likely to get.
Every minute wasted here.
Exactly my thought. We fought hard to get here. But now
We
the
have this
toughest part of our
unskippable
mission
cutscene
begins.
here, but that's not.
We've got
Yes.
to drive right through the heart of
Fortunately,
the
it's one of the shorter
break
ones.
past their defenses and get to that beam.
What kind of defenses?
The entire area is crawling with Reaper forces. But our biggest concern is the destroyer, protecting the beam itself.
Can we bring in air support to deal with it?
Negative. Some kind of interference. We'll have to take it out from the ground. Now they've cut a swath of no man's land through the city. We'll have to cross that first. There'll be some limited shelter on the other side, but expect heavy ground resistance. We need to get our tanks to here, if we get close enough. We've got a shot at taking that thing out. We'll rendezvous here and plan our final assault. Questions?
How much of a shot?
They know we're coming. This will be a one-way trip for many of us. But there can be no retreat. No stepping back. We move forward at all costs, understood? Hoorah! Johnson, Coates,
Skip
you
that.
two will coordinate the artillery
Okay, now
units.
I'm pretty convinced that line is modded now, because it's the one line I can skip. I've been mashing
Shepard.
the button the whole time.
I'm sending you right up the gut where the resistance is heaviest. Support the tanks the best you can, but stay alive. I need you for the final push to the beam. I'll give you a minute with your squad. Pick your team well.
That Krogan back there looks suspiciously like Rex, except Rex is dead, so that's impossible. And it's possible the mod just doesn't account for that and just kind of puts Rex back there. Or that guy just kind of looks like Rex. Okay. Speed run this really quick. Knock on wood. Okay, no, it's my mod configuration. Okay. Alright. Well, this stream's not happening, I guess. I'm gonna have to mess with that on my own time. I might need to rip out the Priority Earth Overhaul Mod and replace that with Take Earth Back. Let me try one last Hail Mary. Hold on, I had another Hail Mary. What was it? Let's see if I remember that as I auto-talk my game one more time. Now I shouldn't need auto talk because I've made no changes. Oh, I don't want to update. Get out of here. I've made no changes to the game. But I mean, I've had errors like that be fixed by running a quick auto talk despite me making no changes. So just Mass Effect 3 modding stuff, I guess. Okay, and because that was not the problem, I'm going to go ahead and remake that one save edit really quick. And let's see those. Raw player. GAW assets. And the one I found was... it was like 322, I think. 320 something. There it is. Yep. All right. Not really in a position. Well, I mean, remodding the game takes like 45 minutes. I'm not going to try and do that on stream. That would be silly. Okay, yeah, so this is the right save.
Commander.
One
Admiral,
last try.
We're as ready as we're likely to get. Exactly my thought. We fought hard to get here. But now the toughest part of our mission begins. We've got to drive right through the
There's a
heart of
Batarian
Reaper-controlled
popping in out of
territory,
nowhere.
break past their defenses.
The Batarian's modded
Get to
in.
that
Stuff like
beam.
that's kind of expected.
The entire
Surprised I didn't
area
notice
is
him before,
crawling
though.
with Reaper forces. But our biggest concern is the destroyer, protecting the beam itself.
Can we bring in air support to deal with it?
Negative. Some kind of interference. We'll have to take it out from the ground. Now they've cut a swath of no man's land through the city. We'll have to cross that first. There'll be some limited shelter on the other side, but expect heavy ground resistance. We need to get our tanks to here. If we get
The other
close
thing I
enough,
could try to do is
we've
just
got a
rip
shot
out
at
this
taking that
mod
thing out.
entirely.
We'll rendezvous here and plan our final
I
assault.
wouldn't expect that to go well. No, that'll be fine.
Questions?
This is rip out the
How much
Priority
of
Earth
a
Overhaul
shot?
mod. Again, I would have to redo my
They know
entire
we're
mod
coming.
installation to do that.
This will be a one-way trip for many of us. But there can be no retreat. No stepping back. We move forward at all costs.
I would still take like
Understood?
45
Good.
minutes, so I'm not exactly
Johnson,
going to be doing that
close.
on stream.
You two will coordinate the artillery units.
It'll be a bit of a shame, though, because
Shepard,
the Citadel Epilogue
I'm
mod
sending
would
you
no
right
longer
up the
make
gut
any
where the
sense.
resistance is
And if I'm going to do that,
support the tanks the best you can, but stay alive.
what I'd prefer to
I need
do
you
is
for the
just
final push
not
to
do
the
this
beam.
ending at all, because this is just going to be identical in that case.
I'll give
No,
you a
I'd
minute
still,
with your
I'd
squad.
still do it,
Pick your team well.
just as a like a final send off. I wouldn't be able to use the Citadel Epilogue mod, or see the Happy Ending mod. Which would be a bit of a shame, but hey, if the game's not going to freaking work, what else am I going to do? Let me try different squad mates too, actually. The Edie and Tally. Okay, same damn thing. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out, Derp TiVo. Sorry that I immediately ran into crippling problems. This is kind of, like I said, this is the first one I haven't been able to solve. On the fly, but probably my own doing because I did end up replacing that ending mod. I'm gonna have to figure out what exactly how exactly I want to handle this, because I'm not too keen on redoing the vanilla ending. And I think this should just be a matter of swapping in the... Is that... Okay, there's like 2 or 3 mods that could be causing this. Oh boy. Okay, but so just for future reference, because I'm... So when I re-listen to this, my thought process right now, in order: Priority Earth Overhaul, John P's Happy Ending mod, and Project Variety are probably the 3 mods that are causing this. One of those, the combination of one of those 3 is causing this. Especially like right after the squad selection screen. That is a weird place to crash. The game isn't doing anything. Why would that be? Why would it crash after the squad selection screen? At that point, I have one stupid idea. One silly idea. This is not going to work, but I'm going to go for it anyway because I'm in a streaming mood tonight, damn it. Not now. I want to open up the EGM settings. And if this is the problem, I'm in a bit of trouble because I'm not going to be able to change my armor at all. Okay, so let me make sure that's stuck. One of the things EGM adds is at mission launch, you can change your armor as well. In the vanilla game, that was not a thing. In the vanilla game, you can only select your squad mates and weapons. EGM has the ability to change out your armor as well. And the armor screen in particular is the one EGM warned me about picking too much armor. And I think it's trying to transition into the armor selection screen right there. And that's where it's dying. So it's either I have an incompatible mod or I have too much armor. All of a sudden. For some reason. Because I don't remember picking anything up. But it's possible that it's crashing on the armor selection screen. Possible. And if I can just dodge that screen, should be good. Because I do have a lot of armor. I do have a lot of armor.
Commander, we're as ready as we're like it. Exactly my thought. We fought hard to get here. But now the toughest part of our
Batarian
mission
showing up out of nowhere. Poof.
We've got to
Oh no, he doesn't
find
show up out
the
of nowhere. He
Ark
teleports from the
control
corner of the room.
territory, break past their defenses, and get to that beam.
What kind of defenses?
Also, Morden is standing here, which is a pretty cool detail because Morden is typically
But our biggest concern is the destroyer.
going to be dead here.
Protecting the beam itself.
Can we bring in air support to deal with it?
Yeah, Morden being here would be
Some kind of
very
interference.
rare.
We'll have to take it out from the ground.
You only get him if you have.
Now they've cut a swath of no
Reeve.
man's land through the city.
So Rex
We'll
would
have
have
to
to be
cross
dead,
that
and
first.
you need to convince Morden to
There'll be
stand
some
down.
limited shelter on the
That's
other
the only
side, but
situation in which
expect
Morden
heavy ground
lives.
resistance. We need to get our tanks to
Okay,
heat.
is that Rex
If
back
we get
there?
close enough,
That is,
we've got a shot at taking that thing out. We'll rendezvous
that is
here
absolutely
and
Rex's
plan
model.
our final assault. Questions?
How
Think.
much of a shot?
That might not be.
They know we're coming.
I didn't see the scars
This
on
will
him.
be a one-way trip for many of us.
Somebody using
But
Rex's
there can be
armor,
no
I guess.
retreat. No stepping back. We move forward at all costs. Understood? Hoorah! Johnson, Coates, you two will coordinate the artillery units. Shepard, I'm sending you right up the gut where the resistance is heaviest. Support the tanks the best you can, but stay alive. I need you for the final push to the beam. I'll give you a minute with your squad. Pick your team well.
And I said I was going to pick different squad mates last time, and then I picked Tally anyway. That's because picking Tally is kind of non-negotiable. We did romance Tally. I want to see the director's cut. Okay, we're here. Tally and Liara. Nope, same damn thing. Okay. Well, that's the stream. A half an hour of watching the same cutscene over and over. Good stuff. gonna need to... I don't think there's a log or anything for me to really dig through. Unfortunately. So that's either, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, that's either Priority Earth Overhaul Mod, Project Variety, or the Happy Ending Mod, or all three. One of those. And I'll try and figure that out on my own time as opposed to streaming it, because I don't think streaming the mod process would be particularly interesting. And if only because it'd be like, it'll be 20 minutes of recopying the files down to the pre-ALOT state, screwing with my mod configuration. Now I'm gonna have to rebuild my mod library entirely if it's those mods. What I'm thinking I might have to do. I'll need to double check that those mods are compatible with each other, or see if there's an update or something like that. No, there's no updates. I have the Mass Effect 3 mod to blah 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 blah. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off and try and figure out this crap. If it's one of those three mods, very likely this is caused because I swapped out Take Earth Back for Priority Earth Overhaul Mod fairly early on. And me doing that Priority Earth Overhaul Mod might be looking for plot data that just doesn't exist. So, if I had to guess, that's probably what's going on. And if that's true, I should be able to swap in Take Earth Back and everything will be peachy. But like I said, I'll mess with that on my own time. And we should be able to plow through that on Saturday. Then probably carry on into the Citadel DLC and probably not be able to do everything in the Citadel DLC, but we should be able to do enough. Like I was never really planning on doing everything anyway because not a lot changes. Like, especially with all those side stuff, like half that DLC is the combat section that's probably going to be changing a little bit, and then the other half is the teammate stuff that's not going to change at all. So, like I said, I'll mess with that, and I'll see you Saturday.